Thank you for holding.
Yes.
All right, looking at the account information, I see a letter was issued out, dated around the 18th of August, 2014, on notice number CP59, which in relations to income reported to the IRS requests a party to response, verifying, if they're not required to file a return with the explanation of reason why they're not filing a return. If they have not filed a return, for which reason the letter was issued, to go ahead and submit the return attached to the copy of the letter that is sent out, or explanation of, why they're not, submitting or required to file a return. So basically, this is just an informative letter requesting a response, asking to verify why there is no return that has been filed for the year 2012.
Right. We're calling to get some information before we make a response. I have a question for you. Can you confirm, just yes or no is all I'm looking for, yes or no, can you confirm that there's evidence proving that the Constitution and Code apply to Chris and that there's any jurisdiction over him to require a return?
Yes.
Okay, yes. Let me just write that down. Okay, what specific facts then do you rely on to prove that the Constitution and Code apply to Chris?
Wage and income reported to the IRS.
So you're saying the evidence the Constitution applies to him is the fact that information was given to the IRS on the threat, duress, and coercion?
Well, the information provided to IRS verifies a W-2 form.
Okay.
The taxpayer.
Yeah. How does forcing someone to give a 1099 or a tax form prove that the Constitution applies to Chris?
Based on income that is reported under the Social Security number, verifies a requirement to file based on the amount of income that is reported to the IRS.
My question is, how does forcing someone to give you a financial report prove the Constitution applies to Chris?
Now, I don't understand when you say forcing someone. Nobody's forcing. We received information under the Social Security number providing income that was generated for the year 2012, and based on the amount of income that is reported to the IRS, we're submitting a letter stating we have yet to receive any return. It might be entitled to generating a refund to the party, or it might even generate a balance due. But all we're requesting is, since we have information provided to us under that particular Social Security number, could you respond back by either submitting a return or not submitting a return, explaining why you're not going to file a return.
Okay, and that's what we're planning on doing, but I want to address your statement that nobody is forcing the information. You do realize on the 7203, people are threatened with jail and prosecution, of course, and severe monetary punishment if they don't provide the information to the IRS. That's what I'm saying, that it's forced. So
what will happen is, if we don't get a response, IRS will make a second attempt to get a response. If there's no return posted, the system can use the information that is received and file a substitute return.
I understand that. My question is, what facts? So you're saying the facts that you rely on to prove that the Constitution applies to Chris is because somebody was forced under threat of jail to provide financial information to the IRS, correct?
Nobody was forced to provide information to the IRS. We received documentation from an institution verifying income generated by the party.
Okay, so you're denying the obvious reality that people are forced to under threat of jail to provide the information. So I need you to explain to me how the financial information proves that the Constitution applies to Chris.
Well, I don't want to misguide you. Only thing you have to do is, if there's no requirement to file, response back to the notice. If there's a requirement to file, go ahead, submit a return.
Okay, my question, though, is how is the financial information considered facts proving that the Constitution applies to Chris?
Now, if I receive a W-2 with your name and Social Security number, assumption is it is under your name and Social Security number.
Okay, I love that word, assumption. I understand, but I had asked you if you had evidence, if you had proof, and you had facts, and you said that the facts that prove the Constitution and Code apply to Chris is the financial information that the institution provided. Now, you disagree that it was provided on a threat, duress, and coercion, and we'll deal with that at a later time. You can deny the facts right now, that's fine. It's kind of disingenuous of you. But you need to explain to me how the financial information that was provided to you is somehow proof that the Constitution applies to Chris.
As far as tax law, those in-depth information and your, words that you're using, I'm sorry, I cannot really, explain what needs to be done by the party. Only thing I can verify in simple term is...
Sir, I'm not asking you
only,
that. I'm not
only
asking
thing
you
I
what
can
he should
answer is to respond to the notice. That's all.
Okay, but maybe you're not, okay, under 3705 of the Restructuring Act of 1998, you're required to assign an agent with direct contact information so that with no 800 number, so that we can call them directly and get this resolved. But I'm not asking you. So that's a request we need to be put in. But I'm not asking you for what Chris should do from this point. I'm asking you just to clarify your statement. Please explain to me, if you can, how the financial information proves the Constitution applies to Chris.
So basically, you want me to answer based on income information that I'm seeing, why is the taxpayer required to file a return?
I didn't ask you that. You said that I asked you three questions. I asked you if you can confirm that there was evidence proving the Constitution and Code applied to Chris and there was jurisdiction to require a return. You said yes. I asked you for the specific facts that you used to prove the Constitution applies to Chris. You said the financial information that was given by the institution. I'm asking you now to clarify that. How exactly does the financial information provided to the IRS under threat, duress, and coercion prove that the Constitution applies to Chris?
I don't know.
Let me write that down. I don't
Now, if you want to hold on and wait, maybe I can get a representative to better clarify the question that you're asking. So, that can better answer your specific questions.
Well, I'm very clear on the question. I don't need the question cleared up for me. I just need it answered. I need you to actually explain your thought process, because you're the one who claimed the financial information proves the Constitution applies to him and that there's jurisdiction. So I'm very clear from my end. And your statement to me, I don't know, is very telling, because it sounds to me like you spoke too soon that you really can't prove the Constitution applies to Chris and that there's any jurisdiction over him at all.
I'm not here to provide, prove Constitution and everything. Only thing I can provide to you information that is made available to me in front of me based on the taxpayer's Social Security number.
Again. So you spoke too soon when you confirmed and answered the first question, that you confirmed that that there's evidence proving the Constitution applies to Chris. So is that accurate to say that you spoke too soon? You should not have confirmed that there was evidence?
If I'm understanding, when you said evidence was under the assumption that on the records I do see a W-2 form.
Okay, but But my question to you is, could you confirm that there was evidence proving the Constitution and Code apply to him?
Well, I'm not here to proving the Constitution. I can only verify the information that is accessible to me.
Yes, but if you're going to be making statements and accusing him of being a taxpayer and accusing him of having a liability or an obligation, you should be able to be qualified to be able to do that, and to be able to begin to be qualified to say that there's jurisdiction to require a return and that he's a taxpayer. You'd have to be able to show evidence that the Constitution and Code apply to him in the first place.
I am not a lawyer.
Not a lawyer.
I'm just a small customer service representative. Based on the notice and based on the account information, all I'm saying is the notice is to be requesting response from the taxpayer. Why is it requesting? You can submit that in writing.
Well, what we'll submit in writing, which we do want an agent assigned with direct contact information to address this issue, because we now have you on record that when I ask you how is the financial information proof that the Constitution applies, you said, I don't know. And then when I question you further, you're making excuses because you can't verify your statements. You're making excuses such as, I'm not a lawyer and I'm just a call center guy. So can you put in the record a request for an agent to be assigned with direct contact information?
I will have somebody call you back. What is the best number to contact the party?
I gave you the numbers. We gave you the numbers already.
Okay. So one of those numbers.
Yes.
The 602-635-1974 or 602, and that's the same number for both parties.
That's right.
Okay, so I'll input the request, have the parties call you back, and they can better explain to you if I'm not able to properly understand your questions. Give me about a few minutes while I input the request to have this taken care of. Please
okay,
hold.
but this is for direct contact information to be, with an agent to be assigned with direct contact information. This is beyond just a supervisor callback.
Well, that is something they will have to verify, because I cannot assign a direct agent to the account when we don't have not yet received any response back from the taxpayer, other than just verifying reason for the notice.
But you did it again. I mean, is it something that's part of your programming that you absolutely cannot extend us the minimum the minimum of courtesy to call him Chris instead of continuing to falsely? And see, now you're accusing him of being a taxpayer, and it's after saying I don't know. And that I'm not a lawyer, and that you're basically admitting you're not qualified to even address this man as a taxpayer, and yet you continue doing that. Is this part of your programming? You just see everyone as a taxpayer, and it's not possible to address him by his name?
Okay. Hey, put you on hold, please, while I input your request.
He just ignored me. He just...
Mark.
Thank you. Thank you for holding. Sorry about the wait. I have just completed a request form to be forwarded to the representative, or I should say supervisor. They hopefully will be able to better understand the questions to assist you, and will not call the party, as you're saying, Christopher, as a taxpayer at this time. So, I have submitted the request as to, based on the notice the call was and what information I was able to provide to both parties. And based on the concerns and questions, hopefully the supervisor will be able to better understand and explain the information, which I was not able to at this time.
Well, given the fact, sir, that you don't know and you can't actually prove at this time that the Constitution and Code apply to Chris and that there's any jurisdiction over him at all, I believe it would be prudent to put a stay on the computer process so that no more form letters are sent out.
Okay, I'll make that notation on there. I'll put a hold. Basically I can put a 4 to 6 weeks hold time frame. Usually these letters are automatically generated on the system. So after 6 weeks time hold, the system might still issue a second letter or notice out to the party.
Okay. But we'll speak to the supervisor and we'll have a written follow-up, and we'll be in touch before the 6 weeks to make sure that they're still there. But we appreciate you doing that.
No, probably give me just 1 second to complete the request, because as soon as we lose contact, next call will come in, so we don't want to go on to the next call. Give me 1 second. I'll keep you on the phone. All right, I have that 6 week hold in the system, so there should not be any issue or additional notices being issued out to the individual, and we will have the supervisor contact you within 24 to 48 hours based on the questions and concerns that have been posted.
Sure. I figure Monday or Tuesday we'll get a call, and I appreciate that.
Thank you for your patience. You guys have a good day.
Thank you. You too.